Oh, so you want to be rich? Cute. Well, let's get one thing straight. If you're hoping to get there by playing it safe, clocking in and out, and waiting for a raise that barely keeps up with inflation, guess what? You're already out of the race. Let's talk numbers. 75% of wealthy people are entrepreneurs, 12% are investors, 8% are elite athletes, 4% are artists, and exactly 0%, yes, zero, made it by being just another employee. So, where do you fit in? Take a good hard look, because this right here is your wake-up call. See, the real money isn't in trading hours for dollars. Entrepreneurs build businesses that scale. They make money off other people's time, ideas, and resources. Investors, they make their money work for them instead of sweating for it like the average paycheck addict. And those athletes and artists, they didn't get rich by daydreaming about success. They were obsessed. They dominated. They became undeniable. And then there's the employee category, aka the financial graveyard. Before you get all defensive, no, we're not saying every employee is broke. But if you're looking for real wealth, the kind that buys freedom, security, and choice, then a salary alone won't cut it. And deep down, you already know that. Now, let's address the wishy-washy crowd, the ones who say, I don't need to be rich, I just want to be comfortable. Oh, do you now? Hate to break it to you, but comfort costs money. Sure, maybe you're fine now, covering the basics, enjoying a few luxuries, but what about later? What about when your lifestyle expectations rise? What about unexpected disasters? What about not having to panic every time an emergency expense pops up? If you think being comfortable means you don't need to think about money, guess what? You still need to be rich. And before you start believing the nonsense that money doesn't solve problems, let's be clear. Being broke sure as hell doesn't solve them either. Money buys you time, options, security, access to the best, healthcare, education, experiences. Will it make you happy? Maybe, maybe not, but it sure as hell makes life easier. So now, the big question, what are you gonna do about it? The easiest, most proven path to wealth is starting your own business. That doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow and gambling everything away. It means starting something now. A side hustle, a small project, anything that makes money while you sleep. Because here's the truth. As long as your income is tied to your time, you will never be free. Look, not everyone is built for entrepreneurship, but maybe you are. You're here, aren't you? That already makes you different from the millions of people too scared to even think beyond their next paycheck. Maybe fear is holding you back, maybe self-doubt. But here's the thing, no one is going to hand you the life you want. You either go out and take it, or you settle for whatever scraps the world gives you. Now, let's get specific. Ask yourself, 1. What does rich actually mean to you? Is it a high net worth, a steady 6-figure income, financial freedom? If you don't even have a number in mind, how do you plan to hit it? 2. How are you going to get there? Whatever skill, talent, or passion you have, it can be monetized. Stop thinking about starting a business as some massive, impossible leap. Start small. Start now. 3. How would being rich actually change your life? What problems would disappear? What opportunities would open up? If you think money doesn't matter, you're lying to yourself. Let's be clear. This isn't for everyone. Most people will listen to this, get excited for 5 minutes, then go right back to their routine. But you might be different. If you're still here, still thinking, still questioning, that means you're already ahead of the game. The only thing left, taking the damn leap. Oh, so you're still here, still listening? That's interesting. Most people would have already scrolled past, muttered something about how not everyone wants to be rich, and gone back to their regularly scheduled programming of playing life on easy mode, living paycheck to paycheck, waiting for the weekend, and convincing themselves that stability is the same thing as success. But not you. You're still here, which means there's a fire in you, even if it's just a flicker right now. It means, on some level, you know that you're meant for more. You feel it, don't you? That nagging discomfort that tells you you're not really playing at your full potential. You know there's more money out there, more freedom, more control over your life, and it pisses you off that you don't have it yet. Good. Stay mad. Use it. because the only thing standing between you and that life is you. Let's address the biggest problem right now. Excuses. Yeah, I know you have them. I don't have time. I don't have the right idea. I'm not good at business. I don't want to take risks. I don't have money to invest. Blah, blah, blah. Do you think the 75% of rich entrepreneurs had every little thing figured out before they started? Do you think the investors had money just lying around waiting to be invested? Do you think the top athletes and artists woke up one day, rolled out of bed, and landed on a pile of cash? No. They started before they were ready. They started when it was messy, when they weren't sure, when they didn't have everything in place. They started because the alternative, staying stuck, was worse than the fear of failing. So let's be blunt. What's your excuse? What's the lie you keep telling yourself to justify why you're still on the sidelines? Let's break down some of the common ones, shall we? Excuse 1. I don't have time. Oh, really? And yet, somehow, you have time to binge Netflix, scroll endlessly on social media, and argue with strangers on the internet. You have time to go out every weekend, play video games for hours, and get lost in whatever nonsense fills your day. But you don't have time? Get real. You don't have a time problem. You have a priority problem. You don't need to quit your job today and dive headfirst into a business. But if you can't carve out 1 or 2 hours a day to build something for yourself, then you're not serious. And if you're not serious, then you're just wasting time pretending you want success. Excuse 2. I don't have money to start. Cry me a river. Do you think every wealthy person started with stacks of cash? Some did, sure, but most didn't. Most started broke, in debt, or with barely enough to scrape by. But instead of whining about it, they figured out how to make money without money. Ever heard of freelancing, selling services online, creating digital products, dropshipping, consulting? There are literally thousands of ways to start making money that require little to no upfront investment. The problem isn't that you don't have money. It's that you'd rather complain about not having money than actually do something about it. Excuse 3. I don't know what to do. Oh, poor you. Must be so hard having access to the entire internet where you can literally learn anything for free. Don't know how to start a business? Google it. Watch YouTube tutorials. Take a cheap online course. Find someone who's doing what you want to do and learn from them. The information is out there. You just have to stop pretending you're helpless. Excuse 4. I don't want to take risks. Newsflash. Staying broke is the biggest risk of all. You think playing it safe will protect you? You think your job is secure? Oh, okay. Tell that to the thousands of people who've been laid off this year alone. Companies don't care about you. The economy doesn't care about you. And if you're relying on a single paycheck, you are one bad quarter away from financial ruin. So which is riskier? Betting on yourself and building something that could give you financial freedom, or sticking with a job where someone else decides how much your time is worth when you get a raise, and if you even have a job next year? Excuse number 5. I'm not cut out for business. Oh, so you're just magically not capable? You're telling me that out of 8 billion people, there's this elite secret club of business people that you somehow didn't get invited to? Bullshit. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be born into wealth. You don't need a degree in business. You just need one thing: a willingness to try, fail, learn, and try again. That's it. If you can handle that, you can win. If you can't, well, then enjoy being mediocre. So what's the plan? You got 2 choices right now. Close this, forget everything, and go back to your safe, predictable life where nothing changes. Take the first step. What's that step? It's different for everyone. Maybe it's finally starting that side hustle you've been talking about for years. Maybe it's researching business models until you find one that clicks. Maybe it's saving money to invest in something that builds wealth. The point is, do something. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop making excuses. Because let's be real, if you don't start now, when will you? A year from now, will you be in the same place, making the same complaints, wishing you had started? 5 years from now, will you still be scrolling past success stories, telling yourself it must be nice instead of actually working toward it? Or will you be the one writing the success story? It's up to you. The wealthy think differently, they act differently, they move differently, they don't waste time waiting for permission, they don't let fear stop them, they see opportunity and they take it. You say you want to be rich, then prove it. The question still stands, are you in or out?